floss tube. It's Lisa here from Shady Tree Stitches, and I'm here to talk to you about my cross-stitching hobby. I'm also really excited today to officially announce the launch of Paddock Lane Designs. It's my cross-stitch design and other thing business that I've launched on Facebook and also in Etsy. So I will link details of that below. I'm going to do a little self-promotion at the end of this video. So if you don't like seeing people do self-promotion or talk about products and things that they have, then you can feel free to watch the first part, which is my normal stitching, and then I'll let you know when you can go, because I know that I get frustrated when I see people who are just doing all the monetized promotions at times, especially at the beginning of the video, because most of you aren't here for that. And on that, thank you for coming back. Really appreciate you coming to spend a bit of time with me. As usual, fairly short video. I like to keep them brief and to the point. We want to see the stitching. That's what we're here for. And I have done a number of different pieces this week. It's been a weird week for stitching because I did spend a lot of time working on the business. So my numbers are not quite as high as usual, but my number of projects I worked on is still a lot. Just trying to fit in all those different homework prompts for Magical Stitches and also for the Daily 30 group. Both of those were keeping me busy, but I have finished all the monthly prompts for both groups, and it's only the, I don't even know what the date is. I'm going to guess it's something like the 15th of March. So we're right in the middle of the start of the coronavirus COVID-19 saga, so watch this space, but I don't think it should affect me too much because hey, I just need to stay home and stitch. It will make me a very happy person, except for having the kids around. Alright, so in no particular order other than what piled high on my lap, what I stitched on this week. I worked on my Amazing Animal Kingdom by Haid, and this one is really progressing nicely. I only did 300 stitches on it, so it was previously looking like this here, and those 300 stitches I did on it probably because it was an animal caretaker uniform for Magical Stitches, and that's what it looks like now. So you can really see it's starting to come together, that gorilla, and just starting to move across. Did a lot of greenery. So many different shades of green. I guess that's what makes the Haid so detailed. So really quite happy with how that's progressing for the Animal Kingdom. I wanted to get him out of the way because he's so big. I also did a bit of work on my little house neighborhood, which is going to look like this. And this one I know I did for a few prompts, but I'm getting confused because some of the prompts were for different weeks, but I think this was one I would teach a class on. So it previously looked like this, and as I think I might have mentioned last week, I have been stitching for a while, and I was a member of the Embroiderers Guild previously and attended lots of classes on lots of different techniques, so I'm looking forward to incorporating them into my designs too. Alright, previously I showed you that. Now it looks like this, and now it's sort of hard to see because under the Q-snap over here is the rest of that house. So that house is totally finished. I have redesigned it, as I tend to do, and gone across there. So yeah, got a good starting point done on the little house neighborhood. I've just discovered, even though I didn't want to buy any more patterns this year, that my favorite little house brand has done a house that I'm going to have to get. Have you seen the Kringles pattern? It's like a Christmas department store little house style, so I'm going to have to add that to my list. Alright, so that was that one. Okay, where to put it. I also did some work on my Hawk Run Hollow, and I'm really pleased to say I'm nearly through my second block. I do find this harder to stitch on. Previously looked like this, and harder to stitch on because of the 40 count. So I did about 1,325 stitches since you last saw it to make the block look like that. So I've just got a few more leaves on this tree to go, and that block will be finished and I'll be able to move on to the next one. So yeah, really enjoying these. They're a lovely little stitch. It's just easier at my eyesight, and the 40 count makes it a little bit challenging. Okay, I did a bit of work on my We Are Human sale by Clouds Factory. So previously it looked like this. And my humans, I know I did last Sunday. I did 209 stitches on that. And I'm not sure exactly why I did my 209, so it's not a lot of stitches on it. Oh, there it is. Bonus. Oh, yeah, for magical stitches, because the guy is looking very dapper. So that's where I'm up to. And as I said, I'm onto the last page. Onto the last page, which means that it's really ready to get finished, which is exciting. So I'm not sure if I can get this. I really want to do some more on it. It's one of my scavenger hunt pieces too. All right. I feel like I did more than that on it, but I haven't written it down in my book. And then last night we were finally able to restart my daily 30. Remember, it's closed book, you can't get into it. Closed group, but part of it is to do 30 minutes a day. So I've decided that for this week it's going to be my Modern Folk Embroidery Family Patchwork Sampler. So my 30 minutes is just that little bit of flower there. And this is using a beautiful Silks For You thread. So always happy to plug Silks For You. So yeah, that's where it's up to. So watch this space, that will increase a lot in the next week as I do it every single day for 30 minutes. Really love having a little Google clock to set the timer, and it tells me what to do. The other thing that I started on for semi-sewn stitches, they do a huge thing each month where you do 1,000 stitches on different prompts. And you don't have to do all of them, but you know, if they're out there, I want to do them. That's just part of my personality. I try and do all my homework. So one of the prompts is for Ireland, and so apart from the usual things you expect, something alcohol for the Guinness, so something to do with Ireland, something with a shamrock or a Celtic cross. For some reason, I had to do something with a lighthouse. Now, none of my current whips or kitted whips have a lighthouse in them, and I do have some. So I actually got this one, which I already had, and it's an Eric Dowdle from Americana Cross Stitch, and it's a lighthouse. It's full coverage, but it's only like 17 centimeters across, so it's not particularly big. So I decided that I was going to start that one, which will be really cool, and I have to do 1,000 stitches on it. And so you're gonna die. I got started yesterday. Are you ready for it? Look at that. I feel like it's a mania start. So that's like 21 stitches, but I actually started it and then had to frog it all and pull it out because I'd gone in the wrong direction. So that's the start of my lighthouse. So I'm looking forward to doing more, and that brings my full coverage pieces up to 5. Because I've got my Amazing Animal Kingdom Haid, my Once Upon a Fairy Tale Haid, I've got my Artisy Christmas House, and then I've got my Americana Scarecrow Festival, and now the lighthouses. So for the semi-sewn group, where full coverage group, full coverage fanatics, they're stitching around the national park. So now I can try and do the required number of stitches on each of those 5 to get to my first tier, and then I'll take it from there. I mean, I don't just do full coverage, so it's hard for me to get a long way through in that sort of thing. All right, now my next things I stitched on was a couple of my ones. And the first one I worked on was my August. And I just realised, where did I put that picture? I had a picture here, and the picture seems to have disappeared. It probably flew off. Oh, I don't know where it's gone. That is frustrating because I had it ready to show you. Okay, anyway, my August is a beautiful little scenery. I'll show you. This is where it was, well, sort of where it was up to last time. So it's a beautiful little sheep in a shearing shed. The problem is I'm doing this as my own model stitch, and I'm really bad at model stitching. And I fudged a bit, and I fudged a bit, and I fudged a bit, and then I went, you know what? Poof, I'm starting again. So I started again, this time with the shed. And so I did 500 stitches on that, and that has now got underway again. Really loving this fabric. This is just a little series of fabrics. You can see on the Q-snap, they're very small. They fit on the 8x8 Q-snap, and it's from Sew It All in Australia. So they have like a grab bag for $28. You get 10 pieces, so it's $2.80 a piece. And yeah, they're only small, but that's really good value. And it's a really nice even weave. I like the feel of it. And you can see from the back that it's white on the back and just printed on the front. So yeah, liking that. And then I worked on my E is for Esky. So part of my ranges, I really wanted to plan things that were different to start with, and I'm starting with a lot of Australian things. So August is part of a year down under, where I'm doing one monthly thing just to make a little small. I think I'm going to put them on a board and do the magnet sort of idea where you change it around each month. So I'm still halfway through designing them, but that's okay. It gives me something to do. And then I also thought I have great fun talking to my friends overseas, and they just don't get Australian slang and language. So I thought I'd do a Aussie alphabet. So this one is E is for Esky. So you're at a picnic with your Esky having your drinks, and the emu comes over and tries to steal your food. So there's going to be one of these for all 26 letters of the alphabet. I've only done E and F at the moment, but D is in the works for this week, D for Dunny. So here's my E for Esky. Isn't he just so cute? Little cute emu. So what I did is for the August, the U ones, they're full stitches. This one starts to introduce some 3/4 stitches to give a little bit more shape. And again, it's on a Sew It All fabric. So yeah, really, really happy with how they're going. So that is all my stitching. So that's not bad. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces I worked on this week. But again, none of them for a particularly long time. That gave me a grand total in my planner of 3,021 stitches. My days, yesterday was my worst. I was out and about doing things, 91 stitches. And my best day was, so sorry for yawning, it was Friday. I did 888 stitches. So yeah, 3,021. And as I said, I finished all my homework, but then Cheryl's just released her next lot, and Magical Stitches has just released their next lot. So if you want to know what I'm going to stitch for them, you'll have to check in on the planning video, which I undoubtedly will be doing sometime in the near future, as in today. So that's what I've done for stitching. So I actually have no idea what I want to continue stitching with for the next week, other than I'll try and fit it into homework. I can't remember if I showed you this haul last week or not. So I'm going to show it to you again. And if you saw it last week, I do apologise. But because I show my friends on Virtual Stitches, which by the way, should be able to be found again now, come and join us. The idea is to sit together and stitch. Really good for those people who are quarantined at home. You can jump onto Virtual Stitches and actually sit and chat to people. There's the latest silks for you. That's the colour of the month for February. Really beautiful. Love those reds and oranges. Gorgeous. So yes, very, very happy about my haul. And that is all for haul. So the other thing that I've been busy doing, as I said, is working on launching my business. And I'd really like to thank my friends who have been giving me some support and advice on Virtual Stitches. They all know who they are. I may end up naming them individually, but for right now I won't. And what I've done is made a Facebook page for called Paddock Lane Designs, where you can look at all what I've got for sale. Designs. The designs are all digital, PDF, come in black and white and colour. And then I've also got fabric. Now with my designs, I have been listening to friends and family and what they want. So as I said, a lot of Australian things. One of my friends wanted a birth sampler, and she had a particular poster in mind that she wanted to base it on. So I looked at that and went, I could chart something similar to that. So I have actually got, and I'll put a picture of it here so you can see it. I'm now proud to say I'm offering a personalised birth sampler business where you can jump online and purchase the pattern, because obviously you want to start stitching before the baby's born. And then when the baby's born, you can email me the pertinent details like the time, the weight, whatever else, the name if you knew it, didn't know it, and I will adjust the charts specifically for you, and then I will email you through the additional, like the chart again, so that you can add in the personalised bits. Obviously the more you know originally the better, but yeah, it's really, I thought that was a really good idea, so I'm really pleased to be able to offer that service. That's through my Paddock Lane Designs Facebook page. And yesterday I was a busy girl dyeing fabric. A couple of these I dyed before, those green ones were done before, but this is my stash of fabric that's currently available for sale on Etsy or on Paddock Lane Designs page. So I really had fun. I actually used the different method yesterday, which was the mason jar method. So I'll just give you a quick look at what they look like. And they're all a variety of offcuts, whatever I've got. So this one here, I've called Summer Sky, because Garrett from Coffee Stitcher said he only ever buys fabric that has a name. So I have named my fabric. So yesterday we did Summer Sky, and then we've also done Rose Petal. Some of these are even weave, some of them are linen, some of them are Aidas. So this one's Rose Petal, different sizes, some big, some not so big. So that one is called Rose Petal. And then I also did, just finding, oh, there's another big one here, it is. A series that I did with the browns that I've called Autumn Leaves, because they remind me of autumn leaves. So I've got Autumn Leaves, and again the difference, that's an even weave. That was a 28 count even weave versus 28 count linen. Really picks up the colours differently, doesn't it? So those ones, as I said, are all available on either on my Facebook. If you're buying off my Facebook page, you just look at the albums, comment on the thing you want, and then you can private message me, pay by PayPal, or the Etsy store, it goes through automatically. I did have one other, this one I love. I don't know if I'm not going to sell this one, but I'm really happy with this. This one I've called Treasure Map, because it reminds me of an old-fashioned parchment paper. It's a linen, one of those thinner weave ones, like you can probably almost see my face through it. But yeah, Treasure Map. So really interesting with the mason jar method, being able to actually get the dyeing happening and do quite a few pieces at the same time. So my goal is to actually purchase a bolt of fabric, and then I'll cut them to normal fat quarter, fat half sizes for people, and just, yeah, keep dyeing them. So hopefully you guys will like them, and if you do, then I'll keep dyeing them, and that would be really awesome. So please, I would love you to come and check out what I've got to offer. I'm just trying to fill some holes that we have in the Australian market. There's not a lot of fabric dyers, and there's not a lot of Australian patterns. So there's many more patterns to come. I have I'm going to do some full coverages as well as these really little simple ones, and some in the middle. So just keep checking back, watching my page, and hopefully, as I said, if you've got any suggestions of things you'd like, I'm doing a commission design for Anzac Day tomorrow that one of my friends wants. So I'm going to design that for her and give her what she's looking for. So if you've had something you've got in mind and you really want to get it done, then just send me a message and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, thank you for watching. Really, really appreciate it. Likes in the comments, and yeah, if you like what you see, please tell your friends. So until next week, happy stitching.